Evening, everyone. It's a little after 5:30, and this is your closing comment on a very strange day. It's video number 387, and I remind you to please hit the subscribe button. So we had all kinds of news today, and I guess the one that will play in the evening news will be Apple hitting $2 trillion in market cap. Wasn't that long ago, just 2 years ago, that the stock hit 1 trillion and was the first company to do that. Now it's the first company at 2 trillion. And in point of fact, a lot of that gain has come from the March lows. I think that the number since the March lows is about 40% of that. So it's been pretty amazing. We also had the Fed minutes this afternoon, and it was decidedly dovish, but the market, which was up at the time, turned down. And in point of fact, we finished down across the boards with the exception of the Russell, which was up $2.29. So but it wasn't an amazingly bad day. In point of fact, the Dow was only down 85. It had been up about 150. The NASDAQ was down 64, and the S&P was down about 14 after a new closing high yesterday and a new high this morning. But the market internals were just so-so. 3-2 down on the NYSE, 1.2 to 1 down on the NASDAQ, and volume was light. So, as we discussed this morning, we had Target, which was this morning up about 9%. In point of fact, Target, after closing yesterday at 136.90, traded all the way up to 154.69 and closed right near that high at 154.22, up 17.32 or 12.65%. This is definitely a tale in retail of the haves and the have-nots, or the essential and the non-essential, because while people were shopping at Target, they weren't shopping at TJ Maxx. TJX is the symbol there. They reported a miss, and they were closed for a great portion of the period of time that Target was open. TJX traded as low as 52.24 and finished the day at 54.36. That was down a little over $3, $3.09, and that was 5.38%. As I mentioned this morning, also Momenta being taken over by J&J. The stock closed at 52.12, which is about where it was trading this morning, up 21.31, which was 69%. And after the close, NVIDIA reported, and they beat both top and bottom line. But what you have to remember here is that NVIDIA is up from a low of 432 to a high of 499 literally a week ago. And it closed at 485.54, and after the earnings actually traded both up and down, getting down as low as 476, and the last there is 480, which is down about 5.5. So, this is what happens when the stock runs as dramatically as it did coming into the numbers. It's almost impossible to get people to be bullish after that. I'm sure that there are going to be a lot of people coming out and telling you to buy the dip. It's probably not a bad idea. Also, just now, after the close and around 5:30, Intel came out with the news that they are adding $10 billion in a stock buyback. Now, this stock has been down pretty dramatically. But on that news, the stock is trading a hair over $50, which is up $1.70 or about 3% on that news. That brings their total. They said that they were going to buy back $20 billion worth of stock. This $10 billion added to the $7.1 billion that they already have spent brings that up to $17 billion. So they, in fact, are still going to be in the market. We had a by the way, Alibaba, a stock that we have a position in, it's a spread position and it's out next month in the September expiration. They report tomorrow morning before the open. I tend to not like to be in any stock that's reporting. It's generally an expensive lesson to learn, but we are out a month and we are in a spread. So we're hoping for some good news there. The commodities got hammered today, but good. The gold here shows a close of 1970, but that was actually the close of the open outcry. It continues, all day and continues in the evening. Right now, it's actually trading at 1934, which is down 78.9. I mentioned this morning that I thought it could easily come back down into the 19.5, 1960 area. Frankly, I didn't expect to see it happen all in one day. We could come in and test that 1900 level. Actually, I think 1910 to 1925 is a better bet, and my guess is it will turn it back up. The rest of the list was also on the soft side, but the one thing that wasn't was the US dollar index, which had a really strong bounce off the lows. It was pretty much oversold. It opens down a couple of cents and turned back up. It's going to run into resistance here. Right now, it's trading, let's see, it is trading at 92.88, which is up 62 cents. And there's an awful lot of supply right in here at 93 and a quarter or so. We're already at the 5-day moving average. The 20 looks like it comes in right here at 93.35. This is a show me trade. Maybe this is part of a bottoming area, but the trend to me still looks lower. And let's just take a look at the rest. We have the oil, which was up 4 cents, so nothing special there. Nothing special in the nat gas. The gold and the silver both down hard. The coffee rallied up this morning and finished down. We got all the way up to 123.85 and came all the way back down and closed pretty close to the low. All right, everyone. Just going to remind you again to please hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back first thing in the morning with the update on the BABA earnings and a pre-open comment. Have a good evening.